What's up, YouTube bots? All you 10, 15 people out there watching this beautiful podcast. It's the Tap In with Mateo here speaking first today. Joining me is Julius and James cosplaying as broadcasters. We're here today to talk a little more about the great team, the great Premier League team that is Aston Villa, taking down the behemoth that is Arsenal, showing a little humility, breaking their streak, helping Chelsea is on 15 goal record. Thank you for that, of course. No, but seriously, James, how do you feel, man? How was that games for you?
Oh my! It was in the moment. It was so nerve wracking because it was like 2:00 in the morning because I was up playing video games on a Saturday night, of course, as I do. And as I'm laying in bed, I'm like, oh, the game is at 6:30. Only get 4 hours of sleep. I was like, this was a terrible idea by me. But I was like, you know what? For my team, I'm gonna get up. So I set the alarm. I set 2 alarms. All right. I wake up at 6:30. Completely forgot about the game. I'm like, why am I up? Beep. Fall back asleep. Wake up to the second alarm. It's 7:30. It's halftime. I'm like, no. I'm like, no, please. I look at the score. It's 1-0. I'm like, thank God we're winning. I'm like, how the hell
took the lead?
I'm like, how the hell I get on YouTube? I get on my YouTube TV app and I rewind it about 15 minutes, enough to see the cross in and the magnificent volley through his legs into goal. I was like, Matty Cash again, man. One of the best surprises of the season, I'd say. I think he had his coming out party this season. I wasn't here last season, so I can't attest to how well he was. But he has been great for us this season.
Yeah.
And
I feel like his goal scoring has been more consistent this year, for sure.
Oh, yeah. He's scoring like once every 2 or 3 games, which is pretty consistent, if you ask me. But the game in itself, I can really only speak about the second half since I didn't get to see the whole first half. But I'd say from like the start of the second half to about the 60th minute mark, it was all Arsenal. They had the ball the majority of the time. They were creating so many chances. Trossard was like in there, man.
Trossard's been huge for Arsenal this year. Trossard's been amazing this year for them.
So many
coming up with some crazy clutch goals.
That was a great goal coming off the ricochet of I think it was one of our players, either that or Martinez. I think he might have got a hand on it, but that was a great goal.
It was really strong goal. So yeah.
And then I think what Villa showed after that goal is what they've showed after those first few games is the resilience and being able to stay mentally tough. And they didn't get down on themselves. They didn't play for the draw. They were playing to win the game. And from that moment forward, they were great defensively. They were able to defend really well against the free-flowing Arsenal offense, because their offense they were really on up our ass. They had the ball like 80% of the game. It felt like, at least. And but I'd say it was kind of like the same thing with the Manchester City game, is that we were able to pick our chances and take the opportunities when they presented themselves to us. And they stayed with it throughout the whole game. And let me tell you, bro, that last minute was just a box of emotions, man. I was like,
just unraveling.
The ball was going everywhere in the box. I was like, oh my God, no, come on.
Yeah, that was a scrappy goal.
Chaotic.
And
I like it.
Absolutely.
And you know what? It was Unai Emery subbed in Buendia in like the 83rd minute. And he was pretty much like, you know what? I'm putting our best offense out there. We're going for it. I don't care if we look, we're gonna go for it, and that's exactly what they did in the second half of the second half. That I know that's a jumble of words, but they were going for it.
Also known as a quarter.
Because there's no quarters in football, man. Come on, there's no quarters in football.
What's wrong with you?
But you know what? They subbed in Marlon for Watkins because Watkins wasn't really having a very good game, and they were just aggressive in that fourth quarter, if you will, and it paid off with that exciting last second goal, man. It was. I was like laying in bed, and I was like, yes! I was like, oh. Because my mom,
the group chat was going off.
My mom is in her room, maybe sleeping, and I'm like, oh. I was like, and then I put the pillow over my face. I'm like, yes! I was like, let's go. So yeah, man, that was
and seeing all the Arsenal players collapse out of anger.
I just watched that.
Tragic, they were absolutely. I mean, it's embarrassing, but it's not. Like they're really trying for something right now, and it's just like you know I can understand how every little thing. Like I think they understand that any drop in points, any decision that doesn't go their way, is like they've experienced it obviously for how many
Several years
now? At least 5 years, right? Ever since and so they understand that these little cracks become leaks. So that's I think why they were reacting that way. But yeah, Unai Emery showed them why they shouldn't have sacked them, I guess.
Honestly,
man,
and great game time management. The fact that like you said, subbing on Buendia so late and him actually making the most out of his opportunity. I mean, that's why he has that reputation, especially in like the Europa League that he has, because he has that experience in that nous. And we didn't talk about it, but you guys just came back and you had a tough game against Brighton, but it was a similar thing where you guys fought back as well. What do you feel like? What's changed where you guys weren't able to pull out these results, but now you definitely are?
I think, and maybe this is corny, but I think it's just a simple fact that they believe in themselves.
No, that's not even corny. I think that's honestly probably more important than your technical skill is your psyche.
Because early in the season, like for example, Crystal Palace scored in like the first 4 minutes, and it was wraps. You could tell that they gave up. They're like, again. Oh, it's over. But now Brighton scores that goal in the 8th minute, and they're like, you know what? No, we can still win this. Because we've shown we can, and we're just going to battle back. We're going to keep fighting. And that's exactly what they did both times. Even when Arsenal scored the equalizer, they were like, no, we're going to keep fighting. And, and it worked out. And if they can keep that mental toughness, then they have a chance to, I don't know about winning the league, but they can make
You're in the conversation now. You're in the conversation without a doubt.
So, that reminds me. It was also like 2:30, right? When I was setting my alarms, I went on, I think it was YouTube Shorts or maybe it was Instagram, but I saw a clip of the overlap. And they have that segment of the hosts that are talking to all the fans, right? Yeah. And one of the fans was an Aston Villa fan, and I think it was Jamie Carragher. It started off crazy. Jamie Carragher was like, "You're not going to win the league."
Where are you, Jamie Carragher?
And I was like, whoa. And then the Aston Villa fan, he's like, why not? Why? I think we have a chance. And what he said really, really resonated. I was like, you know what? That's true. He was saying, last year when Liverpool won, they had a tight bond. They didn't go in on like transfers. They had a tight bond.
No,
they had a good.
They didn't spend at all.
They didn't spend. They had a good. They bought in, but this year they went in on transfers. So spent so much money and it fell apart. Yeah. And so he was like, we're doing that same thing. We know what Unai Emery wants out the squad. They're buying in. We didn't spend a whole lot on transfers. And I think because of the example Liverpool set last season, we also have a chance. And I was like, I like that. I believe in that as well. So why not us?
And you guys aren't dependent on an individual to score or individual moments of brilliance. You guys are like homogenous. You guys are like really, really aggressive when you need to. You don't, and that's the thing that I hate that on like all these apps, the stats apps, that the biggest stat on there is possession, because arguably that's the most un like overrated stat that you can possibly do. Because how many games have you seen where the possession's like 74% and it's a 2-1 win for the other team, right? It's taking advantage of those chances, taking advantage of those counterattacks, being aggressive, being scrappy, breaking down defenses by passing a bunch, and like that's what you were saying. Like these are individuals that have been playing and training for a long period of time. They know where each person's going to be on the field. They know how each person moves, so they're able to add that chaos and find each other in that chaos. And I honestly, that game was very impressive. And you never really know who's going to win. It could very well be Arsenal. It could very well be City. It could be anyone really. But yeah, you guys, I think it's arrogance to say that you guys can't win this.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Man, because you know what? My favorite part about this whole thing is watching the reaction of Arsenal fans to the to the last second goal.
I have some podcasts I'm excited to listen to this week.
Yeah, tomorrow I'm just
because
gonna mainline it.
There was one where it was three dudes. They were watching. They were talking about it, and while like in the last few minutes, they were like, "Man, I wonder if Odegaard's gonna win man of the match, or he's gonna win man of the match." And I'm like, "Bro, the game not over yet."
Not over, yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, we score, and you just see them. Fuck! God damn.
And was it Unai
I'm
who
just
had
like,
a quote? I think Unai had a quote. Maybe this is fake, but I think I saw it on social media. I think he had a quote, something like, "Arsenal's been acting like they've already won the league, and it's nice to show them that that's not the case." I was like, that goes. If he said that, that's cold. That
is
hard.
cold.
That goes.
He has a grudge to hold.
Yes,
Yes. He had his opportunity. They kicked him out. They didn't think he was good enough, but maybe they're not good enough.
I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
Maybe the crack will turn into a leak.
So listen, that's a really interesting thing though, because we've seen it before where like one loss or one draw will lead to another loss and another draw and another loss and another draw. And it's because like it's so psychological, it's so weird. And I also think it's one of those things where everything's been working really well, and then you have one loss, and I feel like some people will throw away the entire book. Like I hope Arteta doesn't think that this is one of those situations where he has to look at what he's been doing and scrap everything out, right? Because I think once you start trying to make wholesale changes because of individual things that didn't go your way, I think that's what ends up leading to these slumps or these like losses. So it'll be interesting to see what happens to Arsenal. I don't think that's going to happen, but I can see, especially if you're so, you really think that this is going to be your year, to kind of panic and try to do something different. So because Arsenal, I don't know that they have to do anything different. I just think it didn't go their way.
And I also think we need to take into account the injuries that they're suffering right now. Now, like you said, yeah, and not just that. In the Chelsea game, we were talking about the fact that it was Nkapia and Mosquera who are the backups to Gabriel and Saliba. Gabriel's out, I think, to like mid-January, and then Saliba got a knock in training. Well, they were in the Brentford game. It was still Nkapia and Mosquera, but Mosquera came off like within the first like 10-15 minutes injured. So in this game, the backline was even more makeshift. I think they had Ben White or Timber at center back, and these things build up. And we've seen this collapse before, where all that depth that they were claiming was, that was Premier League worthy. Clearly wasn't. And you guys exploited that. So I don't know. The cracks are showing. And what were we talking about when they had just beaten the shit out of Tottenham Hotspur and they were like 9 points clear? I said it.
It's
Early.
It's early.
It's early. That gap is 2 points now.
Everybody gave Liverpool the Prem before the game even started, and now everybody gave the league to Arsenal, and at the end, who knows? Who knows who's gonna get it? It's really fun. It's been really interesting. So a lot of drama already this season.
When do you think the cracks started for Arsenal, or if they have at all?
You want to go ahead, Mateo?
I don't know. I think really, I think it's kind of what you said. I think Arsenal's been putting a lot of their eggs into the defense basket. I think that
rightfully so,
right? But I think that even though they've looked decent with the Eze hat trick and all these good goals in play, I think that they haven't been as clinical and as good. Kind of what Chelsea's going through right now too, in attack. So whenever you have, like what you said, these changes in the back line, and you don't have that 5-star, maybe you have a 4.5-star defense, where there's maybe a couple of issues, you don't have the ability to overwhelm the opposition with goals, right? Like you can't, like I don't think that they've really showed, aside from the Tottenham game and maybe one other game that I can't think about, they really haven't shown a dominant performance. And
in the Champions League they have.
Yeah, in the Champions League they have.
But in the Prem, it hasn't been as convincing. I would agree.
And also, I would caveat the Bayern Munich game, because I feel like some of that was huge mistakes from Bayern versus really good attack from Arsenal. Not saying that those mistakes didn't happen because of a really good press from Arsenal forcing those mistakes. But nonetheless, it's not like I think that's kind of what Aston Villa does have. You guys have been an attacking force. Some of the most spectacular goals that we've seen this season have come from your side, and I think
and coupled with a solid defense.
And exactly with a robust defense, you really have to have both. Yeah, exactly. You really have to have both because of exactly this thing. Somebody gets injured, or you have to compensate one with the other. Unfortunately, to win the Prem, like is it defense, is it offense? It has to be both always. Is it the midfield? It has to be that as well. It's just I really, that's the only thing that I can really think of. But what do you think, Julius?
Well, I was just gonna say, I agree. I think getting those key defensive pieces back will show us if they're able to mentally switch back on. And start their winning ways again. Luckily, the fixtures coming up for them look pretty good for a bounce back. So, in the league, at least, they have Wolves next. Then they have Everton, who Everton don't look like any slouch at the moment. I think they're in 5th or 6th.
I
believe so.
I thought me and you had Wolves next.
No, they. I'm looking at their fixtures right now. They have Club Brugge in the Champions League Wednesday. Right. And then Wolves the following Saturday, then Everton, then Crystal Palace, and Brighton have not looked easy, and then they're right back at Villa. So if they're able to string a couple, I mean, listen, the reality is they're still at the top of the summit. Just as much as we've been hoping, well, I've been hoping, that they were going to start dropping some points, we could start dropping some points, Aston Villa could start dropping some points, and they could build that gap up again. Realistically, it could happen.
Anything's
just
possible.
Because, that inconsistency, it goes both ways, It could benefit us, but it could also work against us. As when we start talking about Man City, trust me, we'll talk about the inconsistencies, especially defensively, but they could definitely bounce back and build up that lead at the top of the summit. But they're going to need some favors done by some of their closest title contenders because we're on their ass at the moment.
Yeah.
Y'all are on a tear right now. Ever since losing Newcastle, y'all are destroying.
A shaky tear.
Well, that Fulham game was a little shaky. I ain't gonna lie.
We getting into it? All right, let's talk about
it. Oh, no. That game was crazy, dude. 9 goals. I was at work like, bro,
nuts.
what is going on right now? Why are there so many in the second half? There was like 6 goals,
dude.
Honestly, that was
so
really
stressful.
close to a draw too.
It was so close.
That corner. It was like the very last corner. There was a bunch of scrambles in the box, and then it was finally cleared.
What was that one?
Mario cleared it.
Yeah, because the keeper came out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like everybody was like, "Oh, goal!" But then dude came from the other side and bow out of there. I was like, "Let's go."
First off, hold on. Before we fully get to the fact that we almost fumbled the bag, okay? Let me start from the beginning because it started off very, very promising, and I was feeling myself. But quickly that changed because
it was a butt whooping.
It was. But the reality was our defense is starting to look imperious. We're free flowing. Other people than Holland are actually starting to score some goals. So first off, the scoring starts with Holland. He gets his 100th goal for Man City in the league. He's the fastest to ever hit 100 in the Premier League era in 111 games. That's a goal in almost every single game. That's crazy, first off. And he could have easily had a hat trick, but it came off the woodwork multiple times. Yep. We got Reinders back on the score sheet, finally. Thank God. Because you guys have been telling me forever that our second highest scorer was some dude from, I don't know, Brentford or Bournemouth or some crap with own goals. Listen, things have changed. Foden is finally starting to click. I mean, he has like 5 or 6 goals within the last like 4 games. Mm-hmm. He's killing it. Since I think it's coming back. It's coming back. It's restoring the feeling. And up until we were, I think, 3-0 up when Foden scored that his first goal at the very end of the first half. But then right at the very end, and that's when the doubt started to sneak in. Smith Rowe from Fulham scored a beautiful header. And I wasn't even mad at it. I was like, damn, okay, that was nice. They caught us out.
That was pretty cool.
Don't let this happen. Because it was crazy the game before against Leeds. And, we'll get to the fact that Leeds are starting to show up in their next 2 fixtures. Sorry, Mateo. One of them... Well, we'll talk about it. But even what I just saw yesterday against Liverpool, not all of these... I mean, it's not just Sunderland that have the ability to punch up. But... we come back from the second half, and we continue to score more goals. We're 5-1 up, and then the collapse
of a century. No, I'm just kidding.
The floor just falls out beneath me, and the anxiety just started to go up because Iwobi with a wonder strike. First off, it wasn't even just lucky goals or anything like that. There were some defensive mistakes, without a doubt. And it's that same inconsistency that we've seen in ruts this season and last season, where we just switch off our concentration and we concede stupid goals. Iwobi, that was masterful, though. It was a beautiful goal from outside the box. And then, like, a couple minutes later... Chukwueze scores the same goal twice.
It was from like the same spot, dude. It was crazy.
It's the same spot off a crazy deflection. It comes to him and he just hits it first time and beats Donnarumma. Dude, it was frantic defending after that. And
it was panic, bro.
100%. I stopped responding in the group chat. I was like, just please.
Locked in.
Please. And like you said, Vardio cleared it off the line in like almost the last minute.
It was
like
close.
Very, very late in the game. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I dodged a bullet. So I was, relieved the fact that we're getting goal scorers other than Holland. I'm happy that Holland hit 100, but still defensively, I'm not. I'm like, oh no, it's happening again. We need to get some January signings. You know, and going into this Saturday game versus Sunderland, who I think have been the team to really punch up after just being promoted. Taking points off. They've drawn against Arsenal. Who I mean,
And
They beat Chelsea.
they've been they beat Chelsea. They have looked incredible.
Yeah.
And at the beginning of that game, I was nervous. I was like, this is where we could drop points. I think we had just seen Arsenal and Aston Villa. Thank you again. Welcome to the title race. But at the moment, I was like, okay, this is the perfect opportunity. We need to respond, but fuck, we have Sunderland because Sunderland hasn't been easy. And as the game progressed, I started to understand more because I haven't watched a whole lot of the Sunderland games, I'll be honest. But I started to understand more why they've looked so good. So, I mean, first off, the leadership with Xhaka coming from Leverkusen via Arsenal and yada yada. That's a lot of experience, Premier League experience that has risen the floor and really he stepped up as the leader of this team. Ballard in defense and bro, I never even heard of their keeper Royce. I don't even know how to say his name. Royce, sure. The fact of the matter is, he was putting in work in that game. So we had almost the same starting lineup as the game prior, but it just felt different because we weren't we had Cherky on the right instead of Reinders, who was in the midfield for the Fulham game. I like Reinders, but right now I think we're struggling to have any sort of control in the midfield, and I think Reinders might be part of that problem. But having Turkey on the right and having Foden, who's more willing to track back and create at the same time, I think is definitely to our benefit. And I kind of want to see the starting lineup going forward, unless we do end up recruiting anybody in January. But we weren't as attackingly free in Fulham, but we were also more defensively solid. So in the 30th minute, Ruben Diaz, one of our defenders, comes up with like a wonder strike. I know you guys are fairly new to the league. Something like this happened to us with Vincent Kompany, the coach over at Bayern now. Mm-hmm. He did something like this in 19 where just out of nowhere, just scored a beautiful goal. Everyone was telling him not to do it. But it kicked us on, and we needed that because we were playing good, we were controlling the game, but we just needed that goal. 4 minutes later, Vardiol scores off a header, and then right after halftime, we can see like a couple of stupid chances back to back. Like, same guy, Ruben Diaz, gives up the ball straight to a Sunderland attacker, and it's Donnarumma's like lightning fast save that basically kept us in it. 3-4 minutes later, Xhaka gets a great opportunity. I don't know if it was just luck was on our side, but we eventually killed off the game with a phenomenal goal from Foden. Where
was that the header?
I sent you guys the clip. Yes, exactly.
Crazy
but what's
goal.
More incredible than the header is the pass from Cherky.
Right
it's
to
a
him.
Rabona. Yeah, bro. Yeah,
right there, bro. Right there.
It's crazy technical skill to get that and pinpoint it on someone who's very short. Foden's my height. We short kings. Listen, rise up. But the fact that he was able to get that into the net and just kind of kill off the game, and after that point, just we actually looked competent defensively, was such a relief after the 2 games prior. Leeds, I was like, okay, no, oh yeah, Foden got the winner. Fulham, puckered, like fully,
full puckered,
bro. So to come out looking like that against Sunderland, who has been able to punch up a lot of other teams, really filled me with a lot of confidence, and it gave us that that extra push to get us 2 points within Arsenal. And just one other thing I'll say is now Turkey is tied as the top assists.
How many is that?
He's at 5. Bruno Fernandes is at 5, and then I believe Kudus over in Tottenham. So we have the top goal scorer and we have the top assister, one of them. I'm just happy that other people are scoring, chances are being created. We just need to keep the momentum going, especially because I think we're playing Crystal Palace next.
Ooh, they're always tough.
No, they're 4th in the league right now, right underneath Aston Villa.
This table is changing every single week, and it's bizarre. Like some of the not bizarre that's disrespectful, but the fact that certain teams that you weren't expecting, that you were anticipating were going to be middle of the pack, are just teetering right below those Champions League spots, like Crystal Palace, Everton, Brighton, Sunderland. Like, this has been a crazy season already, but I'm here for it.
Hell yeah. Some new faces is good to see.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mateo, man.
What's
going on, bro? Y'all are, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are up and down. The consistency isn't there. Why do you think that is?
Everybody's blind. There's no hearts. No, man. It's been. I don't know. I think
you guys are still 5th.
Of the top 6, or of the big 6 as they call it, or whatever that means. I don't know that any team has had more of a roller coaster ride, it feels like, than Chelsea right now, because everybody's either been slowly going up or slowly going down. Chelsea's just like, we just beat Liverpool. We just got beat by Sunderland. We just beat, Barcelona. We just got beat by Leeds. Like, it's just like an up and down, from one week to another. It feels like we could possibly be in the league, for a contender for the title, and then the other one's like no. And it's that hope. It's that hope that really kills you, right?
Really crushes
if you
your
suck,
spirit.
then you just suck, and you just watch the game, and you're just like, oh, we lost again. And if you're really good, then you're just like, oh, well, we won, whatever. But it's this, it's just like, it aches.
I understand that feeling, man. Don't you worry about it.
Yeah.
And you guys were coming off a crazy high after drawing against Arsenal.
Arsenal, yeah. But listen, look. I don't think I share the same. I've been listening to a lot. It's been like crisis mode for a lot of these Chelsea fans. There's just been a lot of craziness being spouted. I don't think I'm nearly as in crisis mode as some of these folks are. I really think that one of the things that we've been kind of the most consistent on, and it sounds like that's always been a thing, is there's like an arrogance with Chelsea when it comes to smaller teams. That whenever we go to play, a Kazakhstani team or Leeds or like, what I mean, like a smaller team, it almost seems like there's no preparation, and you put out almost like your most second tier team possible, right? And I think that, going into a game with that mindset really kills you, where nobody's pressing, no one's treating it as a proper game or proper team. Like, the amount of points you get from beating Leeds and the amount of points you get from beating Arsenal is the exact same, right? It's 3 points. So you got to treat them the exact same way, and I think that's exactly what happened. I think Maresca put out a stinker of a starting lineup for the Leeds game. He had Chalobah as a right back. He had Tosin. Oh my god, bro!
I'm sorry.
Listen to me. Listen to me. I think I've said it before on this podcast. I'm pretty sure I have. Every single other person on the team, I have a lot of patience for, and for good reason. Like, they've all shown up. Like Malo Gusto at the beginning, I wasn't a big fan of him. Neto, I've had my problems with. Now he's basically one of our best attackers. Tosin, is 27 years old. He's one of our oldest players on the team. He has Premier League experience. If you follow every single game this season that we have drawn or lost, there's one thing consistently across them. Tosin is starting in the back. I really think that there's a lot of, comeback stories, right, in our team right now. Cucurella is another one. That man in January needs to be sold anywhere. I don't care if it's at a loss.
Get him out.
I don't think if it's a free transfer. I don't care if it's, just get him out of there. He has been absolutely atrocious. 2 of those goals in the Leeds game came because of him directly. And the problem that I see with him is that he has the aura of somebody who's way more skilled than he actually is. He doesn't hustle. He doesn't go after the ball. He makes bad decisions. His passing is atrocious. He has no skill on the ball. And maybe it's just this season. And I remember watching a couple games during the Club World Cup where he looked really good. But this season, man, he's a liability. He cannot start in a single game. And I don't understand why Josh Achampong didn't start in that game. Josh Achampong should have been right back. Chalaba and literally anybody else would have been fine by me other than Tosin. I understand that Fofana had to rest because he had just played against Arsenal. He's been really good. But, man, Tosin is a liability. But regardless, he wasn't the worst one. That whole team from beginning to end was just a stink fest. Cole Palmer came on. That was his first game back. Really didn't make a difference. Esteval was another stinker. Not another stinker. That was one of his not great displays. He got frustrated and almost got a red card himself. And he kicked a defender out of frustration in the back of the leg.
He's lucky then.
His age. Yeah, no, he really showed that. So yeah, man, I just don't know. I don't know this team. And then, thinking like we've learned our lesson going into the Bournemouth game. Much better lineup. We had Reece James back. We had Malo Gusto back. Wesley Fofana and Chalaba. Which, by the way, like that right there, Robert Sanchez, Chalaba, and Wesley Fofana. Fofana has always been pretty consistent. Chalaba has been hit and miss. But that right there is what I'm talking about. Where that's a comeback story because they were fantastic. Had it not been for those 3, it would have been a way worse story. But man, our attack looks dull. It looks sleepy. We don't take advantage of the counters. We don't press properly. When we do have chances, we don't take them well. I hate to say it, but João Pedro, I don't know what's going on, man. I still want to see him. I still believe in him, but he's been kind of really lackluster, man. Really lackluster. Yeah. And Delap got injured.
Just gonna ask.
He's gonna be out in another 6 weeks. He's not gonna come back till 2026.
What happened this time though? Because was it?
I think he fell awkwardly on his shoulder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so he was up in the air and just came down and.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. If João Pedro isn't doing it now, especially with Delap out for another 6 weeks, what do you guys get? What solution do you see? Mark Gui or
Mark Gu? Yeah, I mean it's gonna kind of go back to what we had at the beginning. Gu, yeah. I personally really like Mark Gu. Honestly, I think I kind of sometimes see better performances from Mark Gu than I see from Delap. He's stronger. He's better on the ball. He takes better chances. I think he has more goals right now. Yeah, of course he has more goals, but Delap's been out for a while. So I'd like to see him. I really think it's a lateral move between Delap and Gu right now, so it's really not that big a deal. João Pedro, I still think João Pedro is really important to the team. I think if anything, he's an alternate to Cole Palmer in the 10 if needed. So that way, Enzo can play in the midfield. But man, I really want to see more from him. And just overall, I think kind of like Arsenal, like we show on paper it looks like we're really good because we have a lot of goals right to our name this season. Um, but a lot of them have kind of come in the same way. None of them have really been through the middle through a proper striker. We've been distributing these goals across the team, which is good and bad, right? But we also waste a lot, and I also feel like our attacking strategy is really stagnant. It really feels like what we do every time is the same, which is to say, pass it to the wings, drive it inside, pass it to the wings, try to out dribble, pass it to the wings, cross it, and hope for the best. And the problem with that is that's if you see that as a pattern, it makes it really easy to defend against you because what do you have to do? Just fill that box.
Stop the wings.
Just stop. Just stack that box with your defenders. You're not gonna be every single dribble is gonna be a 2v1. Every single cross is gonna be an aerial duel where their tallest defenders are gonna be against your slight attackers. And I really hope that we maybe start seeing more chances, more attacks, more goals outside the box, even if it's and maybe more clinicality. Maybe they train that a little bit more. But yeah, it's just been really, really, really disappointing. The Bournemouth game was the first game that Cole Palmer's back starting, and it was really exciting to see him. But you can really see that he's rusty.
Did his toe look okay?
His toe looked okay, yes, sir.
What about his groin?
That I don't know. I have to look a little closer.
Oh man.
No, I'm kidding. But but his just the passes weren't there, the feel wasn't there, the creativity wasn't there, and I don't know if this is true, but one of the things that I felt was that adding him to the team added a variable that where maybe people didn't know what to do in the sense of like, should I pass it to where I normally pass it or should I give Palmer the ball? You see what I'm saying? Like, instead of it being kind of like a flow, adding Palmer back in isn't natural yet. There's no chemistry yet there. So like Neto would grab the ball and you could see him thinking like, oh, should I do a lateral pass to Palmer or should I try to drive it in, cross it, whatever. And I think that's part of where maybe we'll see some more some improvement. But yeah, man, it's disappointing. What do we do? I've heard a lot of stuff. I've heard bring Nicholas Jackson back and see what happens there. I don't think that Jackson. I think the relationship with him and Maresca is done. I don't think that that's really going to work. I've heard bring Sugo from Strasbourg early. He's supposed to be moving in the summer. I'm sorry, not Sugo. Amiga, Emmanuel Amiga from Strasbourg. I think he's supposed to be moving over in the summer. So, but that being said, I think everybody should they should be given a chance to grow. The Lab, same thing. Like he has really only played a few games. Joe Pedro, I think there's obviously a lot of talent there. Maybe he's not being managed well, or maybe tactically it's not working out. But yeah, it's just disappointing. Everybody's really upset. Everybody says that our chances of the title is over.
No.
Oh, relax. There's so much more weeks to go.
I'm telling you, man.
It's
everybody's like, it's over. Let's just hope we get into the fourth for the Champions League.
You are on 25 points. You are only 8 points away from Arsenal.
Liverpool, by the way, who's supposedly doing terribly.
Well, we'll get to it. They are. They are doing terribly. But, I mean, you guys are not that far at all. And just when you guys drew against Arsenal, we were talking about how you guys were, are they the main title contenders?
I know.
Now it was us instead.
A couple of results in a row, and you're back in it. And I think I have two questions for you. So, first off, how pivotal do you think Caicedo being out is? Not just obviously he's a great six, he's a great defender, he could break up play, but I feel like it's a little underrated how much he knits things together in that midfield, getting it to the attackers, and once in a while even popping up with a crucial goal. So do you think that's a big reason why you've been a little bit flat since the Arsenal game?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't even think it's that.
No.
No. So not saying that it's not an important part from a skill perspective and from teeth, because we've seen Audrey Santos come up with very similar performances. We've seen Reece James obviously during the Arsenal game to have a really phenomenal performance. I think Caicedo No, red carded. He got red carded. I'm talking Arsenal.
How early was it? 30 minutes?
30 minutes in.
Okay, so he mostly was by himself.
Yeah, but I think what he does bring that is underrated is he's like the nucleus for tempo. He's like the nucleus for energy. He is always at 100%. He's always. It doesn't matter if it's Arsenal, if it doesn't matter if it's Leeds. He treats each game like it's a Champions League final, and I think that level of performance and energy is sets an example and a tone for the rest of the team that they need to come back up to his expectation, right? Like if he's grabbing the ball from someone and he passes it to you, he just turn over possession, give it to you, and you're gonna sleep on that. You're gonna look bad. I think above all, his level of talent and energy not being in the team is like removing the battery out of the team. So yeah, I really think it's important, man. Luckily we'll have him for the Champions League game against Atalanta on Tuesday. But we still have one more game in the Prem that we're not gonna have him against Everton, I think.
Yeah, against Everton, and then he'll be back for Newcastle, which
is important. That's obviously going to be a really telling game. If we really lose Everton and Newcastle, I think it's going to be really hard to justify us properly making it. Honestly, if we lose both of those games in a row, it'll be interesting if we even make it to Champions League qualification next year, just because that's 6 points. I don't know. It'll be interesting for sure.
We'll see. I mean, Everton are in one of those spots, and do you think that's sustainable? I would bet on you guys. I mean, you guys do have a lot of tough fixtures. After Newcastle, it's Aston Villa, then Bournemouth, then Man City. Like
we have Aston Villa twice in a month, I think.
Tough period.
Or twice in like a couple of weeks. Yeah, it's really bad. No, I that being said, I think that these players are probably taking it worse than we are. I don't see the same level of performance. I don't expect the same level of performance again for games coming up. I know that Chelsea has the talent, and I know that Enzo Maresca is a talented coach. I've been hearing a lot of people say that they should sack him. I really don't think that that's the case. I think that I appreciate that he has the guts to give players the opportunity to go to a different position and show their worth. Right, that's important. Mm-hmm. I like that he rotates. I think he sometimes does too much. But even from the beginning of the season, he has not promised that we're Premier League contenders. In fact, he's adamantly said that we don't have the talent right now.
Mm-hmm. So he did it last year.
Promised, yeah. He hasn't promised anything outside of the ordinary. So to be that blatant and say that he needs to be sacked is ridiculous in my opinion. I think you for sure give him the rest of the season, maybe even give him some of next season before you actually make a decision, because nobody can tell me that Chelsea has not improved from last season to this season.
It's drastic, and this fall off happened around this same time last year. But
December is the is the time of giving for Chelsea. Get points.
Well, I'll appreciate
But I
that.
think you guys have definitely improved.
Yeah, no, and I really think that it's a different world with Maresca. Um, so yeah, I think people and by the way, we're still in the Champions League. We're still in the
Mm-hmm.
Champions League. We can still focus on that. We still have the Carabao Cup, which is not nothing, right? Like silverware is silverware, right? So it's not like it's not like the season's over as a whole. Even if we don't get the premier, if we even if we don't win the title, we still have these other outlets. We're still improving from last season. Cole Palmer's finally back. I heard Levi Colwell might be coming back earlier than expected, which would be amazing. I've
Hopefully.
heard rumors. I've heard rumors of really aggressively trying to get Margehi in the summer in January, which I know everybody's going to be trying to do. But like,
I want them.
oh, I know. Oh, everybody wants him. I know Liverpool's going to be making big fat stacks. I know. I mean, honestly, I think if Isak broke the transfer record, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that again with how short
For
in
defender,
supply.
maybe.
How short in supply a top tier defender is. So it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, honestly, it's disappointing week. Honestly, as a Chelsea fan, I love it when we do well, and I hate it when we don't. But
Every fan ever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every fan.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys want to talk about a little bit of some that man over there in Liverpool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking about sacking. Well, I guess individuals.
Little Arnie.
Arnie and Mo Salah apparently not having the best of times.
Are they gone?
Mm-mm.
Do you think Salah goes to AFCON and just disappears from the team?
I think he made a comment that basically said, I hope my family is there for what's the game? They have one game right before AFCON, and he's like, because after that I'm going to AFCON, and I can't tell you what's coming next after that. Like, I think it might be Brighton, and almost insinuating that could be his last game for Liverpool, and some of the things he was saying, I mean, strong words.
Very strong.
But understandable after being dropped for three straight games.
How do you feel about that, though? How do you feel about Salah not being featured for 3 games? I mean, do you like? I don't think it surprises anybody to say that this has probably not been Mo Salah's best season, right?
No. He's coming off his best season ever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ballon d'Or possibly worthy. And, this fall off is extreme, but I don't think it's just Salah, though. I mean, a lot of this team Konate looks terrible. Like, you talk about Tosin, this man was headed to Real Madrid. Real Madrid just came out the other day and said, nah, we're not interested. It's that bad. That publicly they're like, no, you're good. You can keep him.
What could possibly be happening from a managerial perspective that's making these players, top tier players, look this bad? I just think about that. Like, it almost looks like it's like a Disney movie where like a witch put a curse on them or something.
It's like Space Jam.
Apple or something.
It's like Space Jam.
It's exactly like Space Jam. It's exactly like Space Jam, bro. There's little aliens somewhere. They're probably in Aston Villa right now.
Sucking the power away from
them. That are just like transferring all the talent over. Because
you think
it's crazy?
Because I haven't watched very many Liverpool matches. Do you think it's the way that they're trying to play him? Because that's usually where the butting of heads between a manager or coach and a player is how they're trying to play this player or how they want them to play in the game. They want them to conform to how that coach wants the offense to look like, and the player's like, no, this is how I play, and I want to play it this way and not your way. Do you think it's something like that, or do you think he ain't got it no more?
I don't think it could be underestimated how disrupt we all were in awe of their transfer window because some of the names, the money that was being spent, but clearly it's done them a massive disservice. And I also think we're failing to recognize the significance of Trent Alexander-Arnold leaving to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Trent and Salah ran that right wing for 4 or 5 years, so there was a clear understanding. Now they keep putting spare tires at right back because I mean Jones has been back there, Gomez has been back there. They put Soboslai in right back. He's not getting that service that he's used to, and he's not getting that defensive cover that he's used to. I don't even know what it is because, I don't think he's the biggest problem with this squad. I think he is kind of being scapegoated. What do you guys think he is? I don't
he
think
has
it's all down to him.
like 5 goals and like 3 assists though, right? That's at this point that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's decent. It's not bad at all. It's not where he was last season at this point, but it's still serviceable. And in a struggling team, at least he's scoring something.
Do you think? All right, I'm gonna say a name. I'm gonna say a name, and I want you to let me know what the impact of this player has been. Wirtz.
Florian Wirtz.
Do you feel like Wirtz has kind of created this has lowered the table a little bit or something, like, because he hasn't been exactly promising in really any aspect of his game.
No goals, no assists.
You feel like he should be the scapegoat, but it's just he was so expensive that everybody's just trying to save face? Or who in your opinion should be the scapegoat, if anybody?
The whole team.
Whole team?
No, I'm serious. No, I'm serious.
Yeah, sure.
Because as a team, they just look out of sync. It's like everybody's
collapses badly.
Everybody's trying to do their own thing. You know, it's kind of like, you know what, we're not playing well. I'm going to try and give mine. I'm going to try and give my numbers or do what I want to make myself look good and not the team. Because clearly the team ain't working. So I'm going to just go for me. That's what it looks like, at least from the few games that I've seen. And, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think, he hasn't really contributed much. And I think having the midfield that they had last year where Soboslai was pretty much the 10 or the most advanced 8, and now pushing him back or pushing him to the right wing or to the right back, he's still their best player, Soboslai. Or he has been their best player so far this season. But you're not putting him in a position where he can really affect the game consistently because they've had to make space for Wirtz. So I definitely think he's been more of a problem or not a liability, because you can still see his technical brilliance, but the reality is he's not creating quite as effectively as he was in Leverkusen. I don't know. It's just too many names all at once. I think they went too big.
Yeah, that might have been not enough ball to go around.
Wirtz, Kirkes, who else?
Frimpong, who we're not even seeing.
Yeah, Frimpong's benched basically.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen him. I don't even know how many minutes he's gotten.
It's not much because, and I'm curious to see what happens now in AFCON, because what we could see in during the period that AFCON happens when Mo Salah will be leaving, it might paint a picture or give us a glimpse into the future of what's gonna be, what Liverpool might look like post Salah, if any of these rumblings bear any fruit, because Frimpong or Soboslai or Wirtz or somebody else could take over that right spot and the right wing spot. And if that's the case, then Salah, if he was mad before and making the comments that he's been making before, imagine when he comes back and he doesn't. He's permanently benched.
Mm-hmm.
Or he doesn't even have a spot.
You think he's sold in January? That's what
Who buys him?
Oh, what do you mean?
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia, yeah.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, and San Diego FC have been putting money. I'm not joking.
Are you for real?
I'm being for real. San Diego FC has been working, trying to come up with with a bid package if he comes on the market for him. I don't
For
think
Salah specifically.
For Salah, yeah.
Oh,
Man,
wow.
they're gonna be like, give him 10% of the team.
I mean, why not?
Give him the Messi
Give him a franchise.
deal.
Yeah.
Messi. They just won the league. They just won the
They
league.
just win the league, which I was
Sad.
No, I'm excited about it, but it's also like kind of we don't gotta talk about it because it's just like how much you gotta give Miami to make sure that they win it. I mean, you give them the best refs. It was a home game in Miami. You gave him
that was crazy.
all of Barcelona. I mean, every single player, barring like two of them, are people from Argentina or people from Barcelona.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. Like, you really
That sounds like
I love Messi. Look. I'm a Messi guy. I love Messi.
Me too.
What he's done for the sport. I love that I've been able to grow up with a proper football legend, right? And I love that he's here in the U.S. and I love that he signed a contract for another 3 years. So I have 3 more opportunities or 6 more opportunities to see him live.
We're gonna have to go to Miami because he doesn't want to come to Orlando.
I'm down.
I've seen it twice. I've tried to go twice now.
I'm down. Let's do it.
That man hates Disney.
Let's do an Orlando away game to Miami. How about that?
He might not even show up then. I don't know what he has against purple. I don't get it.
Somebody told me that's because he likes to come here and take his family to Disney, and so he doesn't. No, I don't know.
I mean, if that's the case, come over here, play a game.
Be on the stands.
Man, look.
But anyways, I just think it's crazy the amount of
Everybody else should do that then, bro.
How the tables were set for him to for them to get it. Which honestly, whatever.
It took 3 years.
Calls were questionable.
It took 3 years. It didn't happen overnight.
It took 3 years. He got the Leagues Cup in his first season here at least. Come on, it's not nothing. No, I'm happy. I'm happy for him. I don't like the Miami one, but I'm happy for him. I'm happy for all those Barcelona legends that are retiring with another trophy.
Busquets and Alba.
Paul.
Yep.
And Jordi Alba, he's gone too, right?
Jordi Alba, huh?
Jordi Alba's done too, right?
Yeah.
Jordi Alba.
Jordi Alba and Sergio Busquets.
Yeah, legends in their own rights, and it's interesting. But sorry, let's go back to Liverpool. Hold on.
No.
Let's go back to Liverpool.
I'm glad we did some Miami.
No, because
we got here.
No, I gotta end it right here. We are over the time. But you have one more thing to say? You have one more thing to say?
I will see. I will ask one more question. One more thing. I did this last time. Who is getting sacked first?
I feel even more vindicated.
Arnie
Slot, yeah.
Oh, he gotta go.
No, Emery. Emery.
Xavi Alonso.
Bro, Arnie gotta go.
Bad today.
They just lost and got 2 red cards, 2-0.
Yeah.
Who did?
And this is another thing that I'm gonna be.
I forgot who.
Celta Vigo, I think.
Arnie has to go. I think he's the most.
I think it has to be Arnie.
Because look,
Who do you get for him?
No offense to him, but
Who do you replace him?
I don't know. I don't know the managers.
Go
like
ahead,
that.
James.
But I feel, and no offense to him, he was riding on the coattails of Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool team, and he just happened to be at the right place at the right time. I believe if Klopp was the manager, I'm sure they maybe would have won still. And he's just riding off the success of that one season. He got to go, man. You got to go.
I mean, but that's. I agree. I think it's definitely Arnie Slot. But I don't think we can completely throw away the fact that he won in his first year here. That's not easy. That rarely happens. But I do agree that it was with Klopp's team, and how he's managing this. It's not. I want to say crisis, but like you were saying earlier, Mateo, they're in like 7th or 8th. They're not that far away from the top of the summit. But I don't think they're the form that they're in. The fact that they might be losing Salah, maybe, or there's still going to be a lot of question marks on a lot of what the starting lineup is even going to be. I think they can write the season off comfortably. But to your point, Xabi Alonso, I mean, could be that replacement if he ends up getting fired from.
You think so?
Why not?
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
Klopp could come back.
Ooh, I would.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Awesome.
Or
no,
Areola
that
from
would be
Bournemouth
disrespectful.
has been a top-touted coach for a while now.
That would be disrespectful. To hire Klopp back.
To bring Klopp back.
That would be disrespectful. Yeah, we fired you.
That'd be crazy.
One with your team. Oh, now we're doing bad. Come back, man. We need your help. Nah, man, get out of here. I'm out of here.
It'd be even crazy. It'd be even more disrespectful if Klopp came back and then they just had an unbeaten streak.
Oh my god!
Just to really show that it was all him. Yeah,
that's crazy.
That'd be nuts.
That would be nuts.
But I will say though, don't count. Sorry, last word. Don't count Emram out because he has a game against Wolves this weekend.
They've won the last like 2, haven't they?
I think they dropped points recently.
Emram for Manchester United?
Crystal Palace.
They beat Crystal Palace.
Lost.
And are they the Monday game?
I think so, yeah.
Tomorrow. Okay, because I don't see them. Yeah.
If they drop points to Wolves, man. Or if they win, if they get beaten by Wolves and they're the first win of the season, that
would be crazy.
If he doesn't get sacked after losing to a
championship team,
man, I don't know what he has. He has pictures on somebody. He has dirt on somebody. Something. But all right, I'll go ahead.
I was gonna say just one more thing. Can we just do a quick ones to watch for the Champions League because there's some tasty games coming up.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, let me look.
So I have it in front of me. You guys versus Atalanta, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
Inter versus Liverpool, which
that'll be interesting.
That could be another ass smacking for Ani slot. We are playing Real Madrid.
Good game. That's the one right there.
I have you guys for that. I have you guys for that one. No, I'm serious. I have you guys.
God, I hope so. Yeah. We're on the Wednesday in the 3:00 slot, and Newcastle versus Leverkusen could be good. Arsenal have an easy game. Well, let's not say that against Club Brugge, but you know. And then who are you playing in the Europa?
We are playing. I started with a B. Hold on, sorry. I just saw it. Hold on, give me a second.
For you.
I think we also have Carabao Cup.
It's not
Basel.
Coming up
Basel.
soon.
Basel.
Basel.
I was thinking Brest.
Swiss team.
Yeah. And playing all the Swiss teams. So yeah, that was
some good games coming up.
That'll be on Thursday. All right, guys. That has been another episode of the Tap In podcast. Please tap in with us next week. Oh, no, not next week. Sorry. Yeah, we should probably tell y'all now we will not be here next week because somebody got to go to Philadelphia for, it sounds like a fun time to me.
I hope so.
But
hope I don't get stabbed.
Yeah.
Okay, but
we'll find out.
We'll be back in
the next time. We have any people watching this from Philadelphia.
We'll be back in
live stream. How about that? We'll live stream next week. How about that? No, I'm kidding.
We could live stream something. But
running away from a crackhead?
Yeah. Oh, okay. Man. But we'll be back in a couple weeks. And for all we know, the table might look completely different from what it does right now. We have no idea.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, anything is possible, man.
Changed from last week to this one.
It sure did. It sure did. But we will see y'all in a couple of weeks. Peace out.